My name is Caroline Poynton and I am recording this today because of what happened yesterday in Australia. I just wonder where the King is. Everybody else is coming out, but no King Charles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
usual.
are going to be taking a look at some of the reactions from Australians and people on the ground. My feed is inundated right now with footage of people reacting to the Bondi Beach shooting. I'm not sure I saw this kind of reaction after October 7th. This attack seemed to have really plucked strings, the heartstrings of people. I don't know if I said that correctly. And I'm seeing so many creators speaking up and out about it. I have gotten hundreds of messages at this point of solidarity from Australian friends of mine and friends who happen to be in Australia. I have a close friend from England who was there on the beach. A very close friend who has sent me messages of solidarity and has been pretty much apolitical since October 7th.
Well, not Sadiq Khan,
so first of all, I deeply appreciate it. But let's begin. We're going to go down. I've compiled a bunch of clips here from Instagram of people reacting to this. First one's from the Imam of Peace.
Give his solidarity to it, does it?
Good morning.
Neither does King Charles, because they're both. King Charles has changed his religion.
Not only on behalf of the Global Imams Council, but also as an Australian citizen. The Global Imams Council condemns in the strongest, clearest, and most unambiguous terms the barbaric terrorist attack.
None of our people in England have come out and condemned it like King Charles has not, Sadiq Khan's not, fucking Keir Starmer's not. None of them. David Lammy, Rachel Reeves, Shamir Mahmood. Because he puts everybody in a freaking mood. And why would King Charles get Sadiq Khan and knighthood? Will you bully King Charles then? Well, you might want to speak up if someone's been bullying him.
A bunch of clips here from Instagram of people reacting to this. First one's from the Imam of Peace.
Now what?
Good morning. Today, I speak not only on behalf of the Global Imams Council, but also as an Australian citizen. The Global Imams Council condemns in the strongest, clearest, and most unambiguous terms the barbaric terrorist attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, where innocent Jewish families were celebrating Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. I have just spoken with families of the victims, extending solidarity and unity in the face of an act of terror that has shaken the world. This was not merely an act of violence, it was a calculated anti-Semitic act of terror driven by hatred, cowardice, and moral depravity. The murder of worshippers, including children and respected community figures and leaders, is an unforgivable crime that stains the conscience of humanity. These terrorists are enemies of all faiths and of all civilized society. Let us be absolutely clear. The Bondi Beach terrorist attack is what the globalizing of the Intifada looks like when hatred is normalized, when incitement is excused, and when extremists are allowed to fester under the cover of politics, slogans, and cowardly silence. What begins as chants and threats inevitably ends in blood. Any individual or ideology that targets Jews or that justifies violence against them or against our shared Abrahamic family is not representing Islam, but desecrating it. Anti-Semitic terrorism has no legitimacy, no excuse, and no shelter within authentic Islamic leadership. We stand in unbreakable and unapologetic solidarity with the Jewish community of Australia and with Jewish communities worldwide. Your grief is our grief. Your pain is shared deeply by Muslims across the globe who refuse to remain silent in the face of evil. The light of Hanukkah, a symbol of resilience and faith in the face of darkness, will never be extinguished by those who worship hatred and death. This terrorist attack must also be understood as a warning to other democracies, including Canada. As Mark Dubowitz of the FDD rightly stated today, I quote, Sydney is a warning. Toronto has the same ingredients: a feckless, cowardly elite and deepening Islamist penetration, driving Jew hatred to levels Canada has not seen in modern times. End quote. When governments are permissive towards extremist rhetoric, when anti-Semitism is downplayed or selectively ignored, and when promised federal security funding for vulnerable religious and community institutions fails to materialize, the result is not tolerance, the result is terror. Canada must not mirror the political failures that have allowed violence to erupt elsewhere. A federal posture that hesitates to confront anti-Semitism decisively and takes no meaningful action against the Muslim Brotherhood and its affiliated networks risks sending a dangerous signal to extremists that consequences are unlikely and victims are expendable. We call upon Muslims everywhere to reject anti-Semitism without hesitation, to confront extremist ideologies within our own communities, and to actively build bonds of respect and protection with our Jewish brothers and sisters as fellow children of Abraham. Silence is complicity.
Absolutely.
And being neutral in the face of terror is a moral failure. We further call upon Australian authorities to pursue not only the perpetrators but also the networks, ideologues, imams, supporters and enablers behind them with the full force of justice. Terror must be crushed decisively, and those who incite it, fund it, promote it or excuse it must be exposed and held accountable without exception. May the Almighty grant strength to the bereaved, healing to the wounded, and justice for the victims. May He protect all innocent people from this plague of hatred and terror. Amen.
Amen.
Habibi.
God bless
what
us
what
all.
clarity,
God
man.
bless
If somehow he's watching it, I've been watching it for years. What clarity, my brother.
Amen.
I am so deeply appreciative of you and your clarity on this day. Muhammad, it's genuinely
very good.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
And it's the sign of clarity that we've all needed from the Muslim community for the longest time.
Is what
they
never really received. And
I
they need to be told that that's not the way that this has to be going on anymore.
Of you on this day saying that.
No.
We're gonna get into clips now from a mix of some Australians and some non-Australians who are chiming in on the conversation. Let's take a look.
I see what just happened in Bondi. It makes me sick, you know. You got two cowards that are sitting there shooting at fucking innocent people. People at the beach, you know. Like, what the fuck goes through your head, brother? You know, I don't like to talk about this shit too much, and you know, I usually just keep it to myself on here. But fuck, bro, what the fuck's wrong with people nowadays? You know, and the government, we're gonna take away people's guns and no guns. Bro, you should give us fucking guns, brother. We can't even protect ourselves.
No.
You know what I mean? Everyone has guns and then they're going and shooting people. You're giving people gun license and they're the ones going and shooting people.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell, bro. Like, what the fuck's going on? This country's fucked. Like, genuinely, you've got two people at a fucking beach shooting people. How do you not have intel on that? How? Like, cops come, they fucking raid my house, they fucking do my head in, pull me over, search me all the time. But you don't have fucking intel of two people with fucking big rifles going to the beach? It's a fucking joke. Like, seriously, it's a fucking joke.
It could have happened in England.
I don't like to talk too much about this shit, and I don't involve myself in this shit, but I thought I had to say something, you know what I mean? And you don't know what I gotta say, go fuck yourself, eh? What the thing what just happened?
Very valid points.
Yeah.
And you know what, Jaden? They did have information about this. That's the thing. They had information about this, and nothing was done. It was pushed by the wayside, and nothing was done, and that's how we end up where we are today.
Yeah. Everything gets pushed to the
I
side.
don't know if you guys can hear it. The siren and
the helicopter flying
It
around.
don't matter what colour and race you
Yeah,
are, really. Because
I
anybody could be
live
that,
in
really.
Bondi, and
Any colour
never
and
in
race
my life
people, there you go.
did I think
You
this
look
was even
Chinese,
possible
you look
to happen in Australia. Never in
Nigerian,
life
we
did
don't
I
know
think
who
that
looks like Australian
someone
anymore.
could just waltz down
We don't look
in
like
broad
English
daylight
anymore, isn't it?
onto the beach with rifles and start shooting into the crowd. I wasn't there, but I heard the gunshots from my apartment, and it sounded like fireworks going off. So initially I actually thought, who's this idiot that's sending off fireworks in broad daylight? You can't even see it.
Yeah.
And then I start hearing cop cars driving by and helicopters coming in, and then I was like, and then a phone notification came up, and then I was like, I can't believe this, right? This is just, it's sometimes capitulation needs to
And
end.
it can't be happening.
If the good people needs to stand up for themselves, the government isn't doing
Nothing.
the right things
Well,
by
I've
the
already
people, the
said
pays
no.
the tax. This is not
It's the same as
Australia.
England, mate. It's the same
This
as
is not the
England.
country that is.
No, it's
that
the
I
same
don't
as
live
the UK, mate. It's all the
Somehow
same.
I get
Somehow
criticised
it's all the
for having
same.
an Australian
We just
flag,
can't why it's all the same.
and yet you
Why it's
have
all
people that can
happening.
just walk in
What's
to a
China
public beach
fucking done
in
to
front of
everyone?
children, women, and start shooting into the crowd.
Who's it? Who?
I
Who
tried
wants
to
to
get a
know
camping
exactly
knife. Some of you guys know I've got camping
what
knives sometimes.
government
I lost my
and
knife.
who is involved in all
Can't
of
even get a
this?
camping knife for public safety, and yet the government catastrophically
Yeah, because we've been lied to all
failed
around
to
the world.
protect
If
one
I
of
have
the most
Australia,
iconic,
it's kind of alright. Maybe not
most
was this bad.
highly visited
We've been lied to, mate. We
tourist
thought it was just
spots in
England
the
like
world.
this. Little did we know it's around the fucking world, literally,
It's fucking
I'm
disgraceful.
gonna say, mate, literally, we
I
don't
can't
know to
believe
go
it.
anywhere. Who's going
We need
anywhere?
to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
The good
world needs
people
to
need to
stand
fucking
up.
stand up.
And we need
And
to
take
find
a stand
what
against
the
this shit.
fuck and who is really under about.
And if the
Who's
government can't do it,
really
get
the
the
people
fuck out of
behind
office.
all of this, behind the world. Someone
I
big
stand with
in
you.
the world
I think his name is
that is
Fang.
involved in all of
I
this.
stand with you,
that
brother.
behind it all.
Fang Woodcard. Absolutely correct. Every word.
And that's what
Every
we
word.
find out.
Absolutely correct
That's
about everything you just said there.
I say that.
And you can see the utter frustration by
Just
people.
find out who they are.
It's fun to criticize your government and to play democracy and
Mm-hmm.
it's always a good time.
It's around
Until
the world,
something
mate.
like
You can
this
blame the
happens,
government, but
and then
it's
you
around
realize
the
how much of a
world.
shit
What
you
is
actually
it?
are
It's around the
by
world.
voting
What's
in a
going on,
fucked up,
really?
backwards government,
I'm going to say,
like Labour,
severely fucked
and
up
they do the
now,
same thing in
yeah.
the UK. And you know what? Until you get a strong government in power that actually scares these Islamists from doing this stuff, it's never going to change.
Nope.
This is from Andrew Wisdom.
I'm angry.
Well, it's not
And I know
really
you are
because
too.
you're doing it
I
around
was
the
going to write
world,
something
and
down,
that's
but I
not
just
what
thought
we're
it
gonna
was
have
better to
get
speak to you
rid of.
direct. What we saw at Bondi Beach today was cold-blooded murder. We don't know why it happened, but we'll know soon. And when we know more, I'll have plenty to say. Don't you worry about that. And I'm pretty sure that we can guess
Why
at
they're doing
what's
it.
motivated this.
Yep.
But for now,
Motivated
my
all
heart
that.
breaks for the families
Why they
and the
fucking
friends
doing
of
all
those
that.
who were killed
For the
or
start.
wounded. And it's particularly hard to have seen this at the beach where we gather for restoration and renewal, particularly during
And who is
Christmas and
really behind
Hanukkah.
it? There's someone in the world behind
This is not
it.
the Australia that we know and love.
To be doing
And something's got to
all
change.
around the world.
But tonight my prayers are with
Some
those
fucking
who
Come on,
are
all
grieving
around the
during
world.
this time, for those who are in a critical condition, and for those in leadership, and those who are caring for those who desperately need it.
Authorized by Andrew. I see you live
Okay, that's
behind
not
Andrew.
quite up in the air yet.
I'm
but
angry.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
I
to
don't.
that
I
point,
think
but
the
it has
sort of
been happening. Don't forget we had
vagueness. By the way, I
a
just
mass
added a bunch of these that the
stabbing people
algorithm
on
was sending me.
train
I
with
saw I
like
added
little
them. I can
girls,
see
with
friends
like
of mine in the
rapists,
comments,
with
people
like
that I know,
quite a lot.
like Nathaniel
The
Bozolik.
mass
If you don't know who he is, incredible
See, we've had
advocate for
quite a few
Israel,
shootings as
Christian
well.
Australian,
Quite
fantastic
bad as
human
that,
being.
but we've had
Putting
quite a
it how
fair
it is,
share
that
of
Jewish
these
family
as
putting it
well.
how it is.
To be honest,
I don't appreciate the pussyfooting around the topic. Sorry, I wasn't showing the comments, but yeah, I don't appreciate the pussyfooting around
No.
the topic. I'm not even sure if I was showing the video now, but regardless, if I fucked up, I'm sorry about that. It was just audio. Here is one from Ask Vin.
I don't make videos like this. As an Australian, I'm heartbroken, and I'm sad, and I'm angry. What happened in Bondi is horrifying. Families have been shattered, and I really want to send my love and condolences to those impacted by this. Here's what I refuse to let happen next. I refuse to let the violent acts of two people rewrite who we are. We are kind, we are loving,
What do you mean?
we are compassionate.
I know, we don't need to
We
be
are
kind,
one,
passionate
we
anymore.
are
We need to
many.
get fucking
We are
self-defense
Australians.
in ourselves.
We are strong.
Self-defense.
And strong doesn't mean we feel nothing. I myself can feel the temptation to blame. I feel how easy it is to slip into simple thinking, to point, to lash out, and then to harden.
Well, it's a bit of a
And
quack,
resisting
isn't it?
that is brutal. Resisting
Well,
that
it is.
is almost
What the
impossible,
fuck do
especially
you do?
when you hear and think about the innocent lives that are impacted. Strong does not mean we feel nothing. Strong means we must resist the urge to hate. My dad
Resist the
often
urge to
says,
hate. Fuck
when you
you,
eat the
mate.
fruit, remember those who helped you plant the tree.
Well, it wasn't them, was it? Because
My
you fucking
family
killed
are
the
only
tree, you
here.
stupid
I
bastard.
only exist because of love, kindness, and
Love and
compassion.
kindness. Fuck off.
We've been eating from this garden.
I
for
don't
a long
love
time.
anyone. I'm not kind to
The
anyone,
safety.
mate. Piss off.
The community. The
Community.
opportunity.
There is no
and the
community.
mateship in
Do
this
one.
country. And here's the danger in moments like this. If we now start to plant seeds of hate, if we now start to plant fear, if we now start to plant division, if we start to plant blame on
Shut
innocent
up, you
people,
fucking knobhead.
we will be the ones who destroy our very own garden we're trying to protect.
Oh, shut up. You're destroying it for fucking self by going on with
So how do we
yourself,
move
fucking
forward?
prick. How do you move on? Fucking do
We
one.
do what Australians have always done.
We're put
we
to
look out for
fucking
each
death
other.
penalty, mate.
We
Deport
can
them.
plant seeds of kindness in real ways. We can check on our mates.
No, we
We'll
need to
be
fucking
gentle in
deport all these
public.
legals.
We'll stand up when we see someone being targeted.
The problem is you don't.
We can plant compassion.
The problem is you
We'll
don't.
support the families that have been impacted by this. We'll support the first responders. We'll hold space for grief without turning it into hatred.
The problem is you don't.
We will plant
Deport,
strength.
not support.
We'll stay
Deport.
clear-minded.
You've got the wrong
We
word,
won't
little
spread
froggy.
rumors. And we will
Deport.
refuse to blame whole communities
Shut up, blame
for
yourself.
one person's violence. That's
What
how we
person?
protect the beautiful garden we all
What
live
the fuck up with it around? Word different.
in. Don't let hate
God.
be what grows next. Let what grows next be love
Well, fucking
Kindness
ain't you,
and
mate.
compassion,
I don't agree with this messaging.
I don't.
and the strength to keep choosing those things. I don't make videos
It's a
like
beautiful
this.
message in theory, but the thing is, you guys don't stand up for your Jewish community. You don't protect your Jewish community. You haven't given space
You don't
for
protect
grief.
children.
You
No,
haven't
no
given
one
space
made apart
for
from them.
compassion. You've allowed the
Shut
Jewish
up.
community to be threatened for the last 2 years. People
Well,
have died in Australia post October 7th by the hands of Islamists. And you guys have done all but nothing. The average Australian citizen didn't stand up. You didn't stand up for the Jewish community. You didn't stand up against Islamic extremism in your country. So this message falls on deaf ears because you can't, after an attack on the Jewish community, where nobody was able to protect them. What are we supposed to make of this as Jewish people? Especially as Jewish Australians. What are they supposed to make of it? No. Don't call it out for what it is, which is radical Islamic extremism in Australia that is festering and building. And by the way, these two people are not a part of a small system of two people. How do you think they got to this point? How do you think they got armed? How do you think this was planned? This is a part of a bigger network. It doesn't stop with two people. It could be thousands of people in Sydney. It could be thousands of people. And you're saying, let's not let hate grow. Bro, you can't, this pussyfooting around the topic is going to destroy your garden. That's what's going to destroy.
Gardeners already destroyed when they fucking kill you.
Our brother Rudy Rockman.
Gardeners
Rudy
already
Rockman, if you
destroyed.
guys don't
You've
know who he
seen
is,
what
an
they've just
incredible
done to
advocate.
Australia.
Rudy Israel.
And the garden that they would
Talk
all...
TV, News Nation. I think Talk TV, News Nation. I'm not sure.
The people
News
before
Nation.
they all die.
Discussing the situation.
Now to discuss is Rudy Rockman. You know, Rudy, I'm just wondering, we're watching this scene. These are people running for their lives, and it is very reminiscent of what we saw on October 7th.
What we need to understand is that anti-Semitism isn't coming out of nowhere. Even throughout history, during the Inquisition in Spain, during the pogroms in Russia, during the Holocaust, we saw it coming before that. And people were warning the society of anti-Semitism rising, and the society was doing nothing about it. For the past 20 years, we've been talking that anti-Semitism is a problem in the world, especially in the West, and especially on college campuses, which represent the future political and intellectual class of the next generation, and educating them that the way to be against all world issues is to be against Israel and Jewish people. In New York City, the Jewish people are 13% of the population. If you take the total hate crimes that targets all communities, 60% is specifically targeted against the Jewish people. And yet, nobody is reacting. Nobody is doing anything. Now that there's been an attack, there's going to be some news media, there's going to be some chiefs of police and politicians who stand up on a podium and who say things that make people know that it's not actually a big problem. They're going to gaslight us, that it's going to go away, but it's not going to go away. And if you don't deal with extremism, it's going to get worse. And it's not just going to be towards the Jews, it's going to be to all of us. So it's time that we stand up, Jews and non-Jews, and take care of the problem in this world.
I gotta go back to that video and just get your thoughts on what we saw, because this video really is incredible. This is one of the alleged gunmen. Well, he's got a gun, and then you see this guy in the white shirt crouching down, going in between two cars, and bear hugging him from the back to get the gun away from him. I mean, this is what we understand as of right now. This is a bystander. Rudy, with your expertise, I want to start with you.
This man is a hero, and a lot of people are saying that this is a radical Islamic attack, and it is. But this man is also an Arab. So we need to understand that our war is not against all Arabs or Muslims. There's a lot of people who seek to attack the Jews, and it doesn't only come from radical Islam. It comes from the extreme right. It comes from the extreme left. And I hope that every person seeing that can see that they can actually play a role in changing history and not ever being a bystander whenever they see attack against a community, especially when it comes to the Jewish people.
Joining me now to discuss is Rudy Rockman. You know, Rudy...
Great analysis there by Rudy. Absolutely fantastic analysis by Rudy. It's true that this has been building, and this is exactly...
is Rudy Rockman.
Sorry. It's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's been building for such a long time, and nothing has been done about it.
Yeah. Nothing's been done about it in England, mate.
What are we to do when it's been building for such a long time, and nothing has been done? What are we to do? This next clip is from Caroline Poynton.
The sun setting across the road from the Dover Heights Comical Party. My sister was in hiding in Bondi. My sister's sister-in-law's grandfather was shot in the head. My son's friend was shot in the shoulder, and I'm not sure about the other unverified reports that I'm hearing. And it's a Hanukkah, it's a festival of lights, of pride.
It's not that far away.
We were evacuated from the Dover Heights Hanukkah party. God help us. The sun setting.
It's horrible, man. It really is horrible to see this. To see how much this has affected the average Australian. How deeply sewed into the fabric of Australia this has gone. We've got some more messages from local Australians here. Let's see this one. This is from Connor Weston.
I usually speak on topics like this, but this topic needs a lot more light shone upon it, because I feel like people either don't know, don't care, or are pro digital ID. We need to stand together more now than ever as Australian citizens and resist this fucking evil that we have been succumbed to for many years now. This digital ID is more than meets the eye. It is more than just a convenient way of living that access and...
Sorry, I thought that was relevant to the shooting. I'm sorry about that. I guess it wasn't. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it might be all to do with digital ID.
This is
what are you doing in Australia?
I've got a government to do with digital ID, that's why they've done that.
Heartfelt condolences and sorry to all of the families and anyone else affected by the tragic instance and terrorist attack today in Bondi. I'll talk more about it later because I'm actually too curious
It is
right now
all to do with digital ID.
to put into words how I feel. But
All to do
I've
with
been
the
trying
digital ID.
for the better part of this whole year to
What's
educate
behind
Australia,
this now?
to try and get our
All this is
politicians,
behind,
to
all
try and
this
get the
is to
government
do
to
with
listen,
digital ID.
to try and get the government to investigate and look into places
All the
like the
government's
Lakemba
digital
Mosque.
ID, there
I've
they
put
are.
videos up of Lakemba being a no-go zone with
All
police
those
stepping in to
zones
stop
because you'll have digital
international
IDs and all that.
TV
Yeah.
crews and journalists reporting on the potential dangers of no-go zones. Well, one of the terrorist shooters in today, most people probably won't know this yet, but I'm telling you now, Khalid al-Nablusi was already on the Australian Secret Intelligence watch list. He's a Lebanese man from Lakemba. Well, he travelled from the Lakemba
It was
Mosque
already
to
fucking
Bondi
on
today
there,
to
like
carry
the
out,
ones that have done it
today's
here.
terrorist
The
attack.
states are already on the terrorist watch list, which they are here. The proof
So
of
you can be guaranteed
everything.
this week.
It's the
I'll
same
be
thing.
ramping up my
Why?
efforts to try and get the government to start stepping in and investigating places like the Lakemba Mosque and other places like them.
Ah, same
Because
as
when
here,
you
like
give
Birmingham
one
and all
religion
the mosques.
$27 million.
What King Charles is
When
complicit
you give
in.
one religion $1
He's
million
changed his
Islamophobia
religion.
hotline and protect them
Doing all this
and make
fucking
anyone
Islam
speaking
shit
out
and all this
against them
international
as
dialogue
the
faith
people
and
being
all
labelled
that.
racist.
Telling us that
This
that we're
is what
racist
fucking
and
happens.
diversity is our strength.
Innocent
It's
people
all the same thing as in
enjoying
England.
a
No
day at the
different.
beach,
Why?
not hurting anyone. I put in the firing line.
About digital ID
And killed by
somewhere.
cowards standing on bridges with guns. I won't even start talking about the legalisation of guns and stuff, because the only people armed these days are the criminals and the terrorists. But it's a
And the
sad
same
day,
in England,
Australia.
mate.
It's an
They're the
extremely
only
sad
ones that
day.
have got all the equipment now.
And to
Which
people
is the
like
terrorists.
Khalid
The government.
al-Nablusi, you've
The
just really,
governments are the terrorists around
you've
the
really
world.
had and you've showed what your true colours are.
There you are. They're the ones
And we'll hide.
creating all the they're the ones creating
And
all
we'll
of
hide.
this, the governments.
No more hiding.
No more hiding, governments get
I'm
fucked
very
out.
sorry, Australia.
Treason from fuck letters off.
Beautiful, beautiful message from Jason. Very beautiful message from Jason. Hopefully one of
Yeah.
vengeance, which is what you need on this day. Not turning the other cheek. You need to hunt these people down
Yeah.
who are willing to do this again and again and again. You need to hunt them down, quite literally.
My response to the terrorist incident in my home country of Australia, as a Muslim, as a revert, and also as a former security professional and veteran who's trained a lot of people in responding to active shooter attacks, preparing for and responding to them. So first of all, Islamically speaking, it's written very clearly in the Quran, if you kill one innocent life, you may as well have killed all of humanity. So those sorts of acts are expressly forbidden by Islam. Sort of thing does not represent Islam at all. And secondly, just speaking, as a human, absolute scumbags. Anyone who kills women and children will burn in hell. That's also written clearly within Islam. Well done to law enforcement, from what I can see from the videos. They were the initial beat cops. I don't think it was the SWAT or the special police who brought down the bad guys. And from what I can see, they had pistols. So they used pistols with barrels this long to bring down active shooters who had long arms, who had what looked like pretty serious hunting rifles. So that's some good training paying off there. Props to them. And props to the Muslim man who snuck up without any weapons and got hands on the attackers, and a Muslim man, look into it, disarmed the bad guys. That takes some courage. Very impressive. And as you can see from the takedown, he wasn't actually trained in hand-to-hand combat in any way. He just had a lot of testicular fortitude. So, sad day for Australia. And without diminishing that at all, these sorts of things happen all around the world. I've worked in near on 100 countries, many of them failed states. Women and children, unfortunately, get killed all around the world.
Yeah.
They just get more headlines when it's white women and children. So, definitely sad day for Australia. But unfortunately, this sort of thing happens all around the world in many different theatres and doesn't get the sort of coverage that it should. Humanity is a bit of a mess, not going to lie. I pray that we see a less polarised and less violent version of humanity going forward, but knowing what I know in terms of my experience globally, I think unfortunately we're going to see more and more incidents like this globally.
Yeah.
And so it's on you as a man to prepare for them. That's the reality.
I just said
You
that.
don't
I said it
rely
before.
on law enforcement when you hear
This
those
will be in England.
cracks ring out.
Why
You
do
want to
you
know
got
what
armed
to do
police
to get
everywhere?
yourself and your family safe immediately
yeah,
and affects training.
walking
I
around
think every
with
mention of
bollards
this,
and
that's all
armed
training.
police everywhere. They
See,
know
it's
it's
sad
going
day,
to
but
happen. They
that's
know
the
what's
state
going
of
to happen.
humanity at the moment.
They know it.
Wow, what a piece of shit. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. What a piece of garbage. God damn, this guy really fucking sucks, huh? What a piece of garbage. That's a shitty human being right there. Wow. Actually kind of baffling how much of a piece of shit he was right there. That was truly remarkable.
Right,
I didn't realize you could stoop to that low. Like, just instead of having any honor, instead of talking about how it's the Jewish community that was targeted by Muslims, no. This is happening all over the world, happening way worse for other people. And no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Having the Jews is really fine.
It is happening all over the world. That's what I am trying to say.
You really fucking suck, man. That's holy shit. I'm a little bit of lost for words. We're going to go back to the nicer messages in a moment, but I do want to talk about how the eyes on Palestine sort of jihadist Islamosphere is justifying, similar to the last person we just
what I'm saying, this is happening everywhere now.
Semi, not
grip around the
kind of
fucking world on exactly what's going on.
Here's how eyes of Palestine are justifying the killing of Rabbi Eli Schlanger.
Thank you to all those from all around the world that are human families. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, I am here at the Marpeset Shel Hamedina, which means the porch of the country. It's an unbelievable place. It's a very, very high peak, and from here you can see half the country. Unbelievable place. Can you imagine if this was in the hands of the Arabs? This is right in the heart of the West Bank. This is why this needs to be in the hands of the Jewish people, because of its security, and obviously the obvious, because it belongs to us, because it's our land. I'm standing over here with a beautiful, beautiful Chayal, soldier, man who has left his family to be able to protect this village at this very, very heightened moment. What's your name? My name is Dolev. And
so here they created a whole page to show that because he has unity with the IDF, because he supports the IDF, like me, by the way, I never served in the army, but according to these Islamic jihadists, I can be killed. By the way, your favorite sweet Zionist prince, me, Tal, I am warranted to be killed by the same kind of attack in the most brutal way possible. It's 100% okay to kill me because I support the IDF and because sometimes I raise money for the IDF. It's fine to kill me. Look at the comment section. And this is all from Muslim extremists all over the world. We all know where he's going. It'll be really hot there.
Yeah, because the
world will always find a way to glorify a man who is devoted to stealing my grandparents' land. You can't guarantee the Australian media will show these images. So he was a Zionist. And yet the Syrian Muslim men disarmed the assailants, saving many Jewish lives, while himself also being shot. Enjoy hell.
It's actually not really got anything to do really anyway. It's got all to do with digital ID and all this.
This doesn't justify the horrific events. That's one comment amongst a sea of he's going to hell, he's a piece of shit. Remember, folks, when they tell you it's just the Zionists, throw that bullshit in the trash. It's not about Zionism. It's about Jews. 95% of Jewish people in the world fall under that category. That means every Chabad house around the world. That means every synagogue around the world is warranted to being shot up and having terrorist attacks like this. Every single one. We're all warranted to be killed, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. All of us. Another clip here from Big Chalky.
Forget about the Australian flag at half-mast. Turn them upside down, because Australia has fallen. I need you to understand something. And I know many of you are very angry, but look at who's failed the people. This whole year, our government has allowed this hatred to fester. They've allowed this to get worse without doing anything. Understand that your enemy is not someone you see on the street.
No, it's the
your
government.
Enemy is doing a 9 a.m. press conference this morning, and they're about to lie to you all over
again.
It's we
the
as Australians do not deserve to have important wars play out on our shores. We as Australians will stand against extremism. We as Australians will stand together as a community and bring unity and peace. Because if we don't, the government will keep flexing on us and they will keep making our lives living fucking misery. And I know many of you are angry. Do not retaliate. Do not hurt innocent. This is your time to live up to the expectations of an Australian. Think wisely. Be calm, because where we go from here will change the trajectory of our country. It will shape the way your children live. So
that
before
possibly
any of you
have
do anything
Jews that
fucking
have don't
stupid,
know, is it the
think
ones
how do
that
you
just
want your
have
children
Jews?
to be
Because
living in
fucking
20
China
years?
has Jews.
This is purely
Let's find out. I'm
government
going to find
failure.
out if
This
fucking
is not
China
about
has
stopping
Jews. It seems
immigration
to be that
anymore.
only China,
This is not about all the things that they're throwing at
Saudi
us.
Arabia,
Forget
seems
all
to be
of
only a
it
couple of
and
countries
focus on
that
the one
don't
thing
seem to
that
be
they
getting
have let you
attacked
down.
in the
They lie
world.
through their teeth day in and day
Yeah.
out. They hate you
They
for
lie
everything that you
to
do and
you.
everything you
Yeah.
try and achieve. So do not let two crazy people make you turn your back on another human at ground level. Because if you allow them to divide us, we will never see
The
a
governments
good
are the ones
outcome.
that do
May we
it, mate.
pray
I've
for the
said it
victims.
all along, the
May we
terrorists.
pray for
The
those recovering in
governments are
hospital.
terrorists. We
May
don't
we
have
pray for the
governments, we have
families. And I
terrorists.
pray many of you find calmness
And
and
they've
peace
had
in your
that for the
heart.
past year. We've
And
had this for the
understand
past year and a
that the
bit.
people leading this country are to blame for what
Maybe
happened
we got
yesterday.
it,
God
started
bless
it
you.
before then. Or
God
maybe
bless the
maybe
Australian
England
people.
started it before.
If you
so
fly
I
our
don't
flag,
know.
put it upside down today, let the world know
But
that Australia has fallen.
maybe
And that's my
not
take
so
from
we
the
make
controversial
England.
coach. If you don't like it, fuck
So
off.
So is
Chuck me out.
England, so
Forget
is
about the Australian
Yeah, no,
flag.
you can
Germany,
fuck
so
off,
is
Chucky.
France,
That's a fucking weird
so
ass
is
message, to
Sweden,
be honest
so
with
is
you.
Finland,
It's
so
a
is
fucking
fucking
weird
all of
ass
Europe.
message.
So is America.
Fucking weird ass message. There is a community to blame. It's the Muslim community of Australia.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately, and I know that's a hard truth for many people to digest, but the Muslim community of Australia needs to step up, needs to do a better job after an attack like this.
And they need to leave.
That's okay to say. That is okay to say. It's totally fine to say that. That doesn't make you racist. That doesn't make you divisive. That is an important thing to say.
To where they came from.
Weird fucking message, Chucky. I mean, like, I agree with part of it, but also the other part of it is fucking strange. Alright, here we got another, I think it's another Australian.
Listen, every influencer's talking about what happened in Bondi, cuz I'm not an expert, you know what I mean? I don't get into politics too much and that. All I'm gonna say is, cuz it's a fraud situation, cuz it's disgusting, you know what I mean? And it does not represent Islam, cuz I'm a Muslim myself, cuz. You know what I mean? Nowhere in Islam does it say that's alright, cuz. It's just some fraud person, you know what I mean? Someone with a mental illness, cuz, a fraud piece of shit that done that, do you get me? But what I'm gonna say is to my Muslim sisters, cuz, if you wear a scarf,
I'm not
just be careful, you know what I mean?
This is the point. Who is really all
Stay in
this? Who
safe
is
places,
behind
don't
all
walk
of
around on the
this?
streets,
This
don't
is
be
the
out
point
late,
what
just be
people
careful,
get
because
down
there's a
to.
lot of hatred going around right now, cuz people are angry, and people, when a couple idiots do something like that, something disgusting, something putrid, they blame the whole religion, you get me? So if you're a sister, or you're a brother that has a sister, just stay indoors for a bit, you know what I mean? My workers that wear the scarf, they're not allowed to leave the shop, you get me? So yeah, just be careful, yeah? That's it.
Habibi, while I appreciate, and it seems like you are genuine. What's your name? Ali? Alan?
Yeah.
You need to understand something. That's not
weird.
how you respond to something like this.
No.
The way to respond to something like this is, sure, it's not in Islam, but we have a problem. The Muslim community has a problem, and we need to do better. But you don't say that, so you give people little faith that you're actually going to attempt to fix this issue and be better. Do you understand why, people are distrusting
He
of
was
you?
sounding genuine there, wasn't he, mate?
We're all losing faith in you as a community.
He did sound a bit genuine.
You guys are, we're losing it. We're losing it with you guys. We are losing it globally. And I'm coming from this aspect as a friend to you, who wants the best for you guys.
Anti-Zionism is not a political position. Anti-Zionism is not a social justice movement. It is not a virtue. It is a vice, and it is getting us killed. It is getting Jews around the world killed. You saw it today. You saw it yesterday. You saw it months ago. It's going to get worse until we call it out. We see it, we name it, we shut it down, because it is trying to shut us down. And we will not tolerate being shut down. We will not be put in the ghetto again. We will not be
silent.
The other again. Right? Anti-Semitism is othering from the right. Anti-Zionism is othering from the left. The rest is just commentary. Fight both. Okay? Fight both. Fight both. And fight for us. All of you, you need to stand up, everyone, and sign, put up a sticker, talk to a friend, show us that you're here, show the anti-Zionists are here. We're here! Anti-Zionism is not.
Beautiful message. I would appreciate a little bit less of the anti-Semitism bit because it doesn't do us any help PR-wise, but the message is true. Anti-Zionism is just hatred of Jewish people. That's all it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't be an anti-Zionist without hating Jewish people. That's all it is. If you want to be an anti-Zionist, that's fine, but you hate Jewish people.
It seems to be a repetitive pattern of what inspires terrorists to commit terrorist attacks. I expose how terrible Islam is, so make sure you follow me. The terrorist attack in Nice, France was conducted by a Muslim. The 2017 Paris attacks were conducted by Muslims. The reason they have to check our shoes in the airport is because of a shoe bomber. He was Muslim. There was the underwear attacker. He was also a Muslim. The terrorist attack in Orlando on the nightclub. He was a Muslim. The Westminster attack, Muslim. Boston Marathon bombers, the Manchester Arena bombers, the Pan Am bombers, the Fort Hood shooter, the Beltway snipers, 2005 Bali bombings, the murder of Lee Rigby, the USS Cole bombers, the London Bridge attack, the Madrid train bombers, the Charlie Hebdo attacks, the San Bernardino attacks, all Muslims. 3,000 Americans dead on 9/11. Muslims, Beirut Marine bombers, Muslims. The reason it's all Muslims attacking Western societies is because they truly believe that we're infidels and apostates. And they go and actually do this because they believe that their God is going to somehow reward them for killing all of us. And the solution to minimize this or to completely stop this is the same solution that we've been saying for a while now. Stop importing people into the country that fundamentally hate you. There seems to be a repetitive pattern of what...
Because we keep doing it.
It's a problem. It's a problem, and the clarity that we need from Muslims is saying, we are the cause of this. This is our people doing this, and we need to do a better job. We need clarity from Muslims. Here's a Muslim who we always need clarity from. This is Luwai Al-Sharif, a Gulf Arab. Let's hear from him.
Here is my message to the Australian people following the terrorist attack against our Jewish friends in Australia while they were celebrating Hanukkah. I am sad to say this, but I saw this coming. Australia, unfortunately, has tolerated hate speech against Jews for too long. We all saw the protests chanting, "Gas the Jews, kill the Jews," with Hamas and Al-Qaeda flags waving in your streets. That doesn't say words. That emboldens terrorists. So I ask, until when will you confuse freedom of speech with freedom of incitement?
Why?
Until when will you allow pro-Hamas protests and pretend they are harmless? No, you don't get it, no. They support Palestine. That's a lie. I support Palestinians living in dignity side by side with Israel. That is very different from calling to eradicate Israel or attack Jews. And if you're afraid to say this because of the word Islamophobia, which doesn't exist, by the way, hear it from Arabs and Muslims like me. We know radical Islamists far better than you do.
Yeah.
I commend the Muslim hero, Ahmed al-Ahmed, who saved lives with courage. And I send my deepest condolences to the Jewish community of Australia. I will celebrate this Hanukkah with my Jewish friends in the land of Israel, in the land of Judah and Matatiyahu and the Maccabees. Hanukkah is the story of the Maccabees defending Beit HaMikdash.
Yeah,
but we
and
call
they
it Arabic
shouldn't be
Beit
fighting
HaMikdash,
like
which is
this,
the
mate.
Jewish
And that's
temple,
our
by the way.
country.
And the story of how the Maccabees
Charles
defeated the
City
Seleucids.
Khan. Why would King
wouldn't
Charles
a Muslim
City
honor
Khan,
that?
right? Or they love to
Educated
change
Muslims
his
do.
religion.
Radical
King
Islamists
Charles
don't.
has changed his religion.
Let me
He's a
remind you,
radicalist.
anti-Semitism starts with Jews, but it never ends with them. United we stand, united we fight,
King Charles is a German.
and with God's help, Be'ezrat Hashem, we will prevail, inshallah. Here is my message to the Australian people.
Always so much clarity from Luwai Al-Sharif and the likes of him. Only respect to him. Honest to God, he's just, he's incredible. He's incredible. And again, I can't stress enough this is just a small insight into the mountain of content that's come out in the last couple hours since the attack, in the last 24 hours since the attack. There's even more than just this, and especially so much clarity that I've seen from the Emirati community online. It's deeply heartwarming, and I am very much appreciative of as an Israeli Jew.
Well, he might.
I'll see you guys next
He
week.
might come out
Goodbye,
and say something. We never know. It probably will, like he did last time. It wasn't long though. It was about 2 minutes, second speech. It wasn't a good speech. He didn't even say anything much.
Could this attack in Australia have been avoided?
Yeah.
There's been a clear indication from the police that they had their eyes on Naveed Akram and his father Sajid Akram, that they were linked to ISIS for many years. They've actually had eyes on these people for over 6 years, and nothing was done.
Yeah,
just eyes. But this is part of a bigger problem. When you talk about the Islamization of the West and the Islamic radicalization of the West, even the Muslims in the East, in the Middle East, like the Emiratis, like the Saudis, like the Qataris, even Qataris are not a great example, but the Bahrainis have spoken about this Islamization of the West and the problems that come with it. Well, there is a footage that has surfaced from Memory TV, okay, of an imam in Australia. I believe this was 16 kilometers from Bondi Beach, filmed on 2023, and it's taking off right now because it goes a little something like this.
So the Yahud, the Jews of Banu Israel, they have been a very mischievous people, causing fitna, even before the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Jews always claim that Muslims, subhanAllah, are always making things up. We want to quote even from their own books about their very own mentality. And we need to learn about these people because this is the people that we're going to always be dealing with until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends Imam Nabi. These are the people that when it comes to the end of time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would cause miracles for the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to see and hear with their own eyes and ears. Towards the end of times when the Muslims will be fighting the Jews, the trees will speak, the stone will speak, and they'll say, "Oh Muslim, oh believer, there is a Yahudi behind me, come and kill him." We see that the Jews, they killed many prophets, including Zachariah and John, who we know as John, the Christians say John the Baptist, we say Yahya. He said, "No, holding a position of wealth in a society, and they would use this wealth in order to have authority over the weak, just like they do today." You find that their hands are in everywhere, in businesses, in products that we should be boycotting, Coca-Cola and Nike and McDonald's and Starbucks and everything. They had their hand everywhere, so they were in the media, as they do today, and they would use this against the weak. Another thing that they were very good at was they had one of the most oppressive interest loans, that they would give a loan to people that were in need, that was impossible to pay back, and yet this still continues today, where we find the majority of banks are owned by the Jews. Peace is bad for the Jews. There's no business if the Muslims have peace, there's no business for us. They guys are media, these guys are Hollywood blockbuster films and whatever, that's always targeting Muslims. It's no good, so they need the fitna between the Muslims and the infighting of the Muslims to continue in order to thrive. Who's in this fortress, hiding of the cowards that they are, today, hiding their tents, hiding behind their large walls? If you want to fight us, come fight us. You're going to meet men that you've never fought before. Now what they're doing, hiding like the rats that they are. Nobody come and tell me, but brother, this is the Zionists, it's not really the Jews. There was no Zionists at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. It was Jews, Yahud, and they were addressed this way. And I want to say, you know this, my dear brothers and sisters, that even these ultra-Orthodox Jews that you see today that are against Israel, and they hate the Zionists, we really know that from what we just mentioned, that they don't really have a unity. But these ultra-Orthodox Jews, who do you think they're waiting for? They're still waiting for their Messiah to come. And when that Messiah comes, they're still going to fight the Muslims. They're just not fighting the Muslims now. So don't be fooled to think that these people are still your friends. Yes, alhamdulillah, let them ride the wave, let them speak about the Zionists about Israel, no problem. It's good for us. Enjoy the show. So the Yahud.
I mean, I don't know if it's any more clear cut than that. And if you read the comment, deport is the root cause of all hatred, hold these fake imams accountable and jail them. FYI, incompatible with democracy, and why is he still in Australia? This is the world we're living in, folks. This is the reality we're living in. These are the Muslim supremacists that have infiltrated the West. It's the Muslim supremacists that have been exposed time and time again to be the ones. And when you try to ask and you try to wonder about how Naveed and how Sajid Akram, the two terrorists from yesterday, how they got radicalized. Well, Naveed went to school in Pakistan. But when he came back to Australia, do you think the radicalization stopped? Or do you think he might have had access to this imam? And this is just one imam in one masjid amongst... Let's just do a quick Google search together. How many mosques are in the Sydney area?
Even England. Exactly.
See what Google AI says. There are an estimated 120 mosques in the Sydney area.
20.
A 2015 report from the Western Sydney University indicates that there are a total of 167 Islamic places of worship in the New South Wales area, with a majority
I bet
located
that's
in the
about in
western
England
suburbs of
as
Sydney.
well. About that many in England.
This is just one example of one Muslim community and one imam being caught on camera preaching this type of garbage. Preaching this kind, just one example.
And there's enough in
One
England
example.
as well. So
How
we're
many
allowing
others
them
are
to
there
do it, but they don't
that aren't
want them
filmed,
from doing
that aren't
it.
shown, that aren't talked about?
I want to know why.
How many?
I mean, it can't just be King Charles now.
These
It
are
can't
valid
just be
questions.
England
Now,
doing it now.
this is a clip from October 7th
It's everywhere. So
in Sydney, after October 7th. But it shows a little bit of what this Islamic community in
it's
Sydney
about digital ID.
feels.
I'm smiling. Let's say.
I'm smiling and I'm happy.
What else is it about then?
I'm elated. It's a day of courage.
You know, you're angry, man. Why are they all so fucking angry? Why is everyone angry? Why is he angry?
75 years of occupation. 15 years of blockade. What yesterday happened was the first time our brothers and sisters broke through the largest prison on earth. Occupation is the crime. Occupation is the crime. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Occupation is the crime. Occupation is the crime. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. I'm smiling.
So that's what we're dealing with.
Why
That's
are
what we're
you?
up
Why
against.
does it go back to
And then we
fucking
wonder,
Palestine?
and then we act shocked
Why are we
when
having them in
two
the bushes?
Muslims
Yeah.
shoot up a Hanukkah festival on Bondi Beach. We act surprised. We act shocked that this can happen when
All these are doing this and they're allowed to do
it's
it.
been right in front of us this entire
Yeah.
time. It's been right in front of our eyes.
All the fucking
It's been
government's
building,
meetings.
and nothing has been done about it. Nothing at all.
King Charles is
Nothing,
has changed
not the
his
slightest.
religion.
Not the slightest
Over there,
thing.
God knows what's up with the fucking government.
You know, I
Saying
don't know where
already
this all
someone's
goes, but
behind
what I
it
can tell you is
already.
it's not over.
Nope.
I can tell you we're still not out of the thick of it. There's a significant
Neither England.
a significant fear that attacks like this may continue into the future.
Yeah,
And,
it's gonna be happening again.
well,
see.
I wish that we figure out what the hell we are to do with these radical Islamists in the West
Send them to
before it's too
fucking
late for all.
somewhere jail.
I'll see you guys next one. I
Send
love you
them all
very
back
much.
to
Goodbye.
Pakistan. They fucking need an airport building to send them all fucking back.
The Global Imams Council condemns in the strongest, clearest, and most unambiguous terms the barbaric terrorist attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. When governments are permissive towards extremist rhetoric, when anti-Semitism is downplayed or selectively
And they've
ignored,
downplayed it.
and when promised federal security funding for vulnerable religious and community
been funded.
institutions fails to materialize, the result is not tolerance, the result is terror.
The massacre in Sydney, Australia hits close to home when I learned it was my dear nephew, Rabbi Eli, who was murdered last night on Bondi Beach. Let's watch together how an imam is brave enough to say what needs to be spoken by every single imam. Let's watch it together.
Good morning. Today, I speak not only on behalf of the Global Imams Council, but also as an Australian citizen. The Global Imams Council condemns in the strongest, clearest, and most unambiguous terms the barbaric terrorist attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, where innocent Jewish families were celebrating Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights.
Yeah, well, King Charles hasn't
I have
done
just
this, so has
spoken
it?
with families of the victims,
I wonder
extending
why.
solidarity and unity in the face of an act of terror that has shaken the world. This was not merely an act of violence, it was a calculated anti-Semitic act of terror driven by hatred, cowardice, and moral depravity. The murder of worshippers, including children and respected community figures and leaders, is an unforgivable crime that stains the conscience of humanity. These terrorists are enemies of all faiths and of all civilized society.
Right, King Charles, come and say this.
Let us be absolutely clear. The Bondi Beach terrorist attack is what the globalizing of the Intifada looks like when hatred is normalized, when incitement is excused, and when extremists are allowed to fester under the cover of politics, slogans, and cowardly silence. What begins as chants and threats inevitably ends in blood. Any individual or ideology that targets Jews or that justifies violence against them